be some inclement weather where we are on the East Coast, where Mike and I are actually. But yeah, so we apologize for that. I don't know where we left off. I think we were discussing the Ye influence
Yay.
of
Chains and whips.
we was
Chains
talking
and
about
whips.
Ye. We were talking about Ye. So Mike, you wanted to say something a little bit more. I know Leroy wanted to come in a little bit and kind of provide a rebuttal, but Mike, go ahead and continue your thoughts and where
Well,
you stand with this.
my thing is the fact that, again, Pusha T has been around Kanye since, how long has it been now, man? Maybe like what, since 2000? Let's just start 2010. My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. And being around a producer like Kanye West and a superstar recording artist like him, you do pick up on some things. I don't feel like Pusha T has a solo identity without Kanye West in the picture. Now, Clips have had a dope career with the Neptunes as the backdrop, and let's be honest, like to the casket drops was their weakest effort, and that's when Kanye kind of swooped in and took Pusha T's career to the next level, similar to what he did with Common, similar to what he did with Jay-Z on the Blueprint. And so, I mean, it would be smart for Pharrell to take in some of those things and even from afar like some of those things and feel like he needs to duplicate some of those things to enhance who Clips are as a collective. Kanye West set the groundwork for what this project was going to be because this isn't our Neptune's Clips anymore. This is Kanye West's Clips.
Yeah, I'm lost, man. I don't know if I'm already Pusha T. Then why do I need to be taking notes from? I rap. You make beats. I rap. Why am I taking notes from you making beats? Now, if Pharrell is there too, though,
It's not taking
I'm
notes, it's being
if I'm
produced.
already Pharrell, I'm already Pharrell. I've already been in the game. I've already dropped classics. I've already made all the legendary shit. What do I need from Kanye? I'm already Pharrell.
Well, wait a minute, wait a minute. All right, I want to stop you there. What classic albums has Pharrell produced by himself? I can give you some that Kanye West has produced. What
But let's
classic
say
albums has Pharrell produced?
he
You
didn't
said
produce.
already dropped classics.
Let's say he didn't produce nothing classic. Do I still need to copy what you're doing? Why do I
It's not
need to
about
copy what you're
copying.
doing?
It's influence. It's influence. There's nothing
But
wrong with influence. See
but
blurred
I'm
lines.
already dope anyway. Like I woke up already dope. You know what I'm
I,
saying?
I I said this in the chat. I mean, it's really nothing to argue about. I just think that
I'm
some of the
already dope
songs
anyway.
they have a familiar sound and it sounds similar to something that Kanye would have made. I mean, we
I
don't
think
really have to argue. We don't
I
have to
think
argue
people should
about it.
look up No
It's
ID.
no it's no knock on Pharrell that some of these beats remind you of Kanye, and it's the link with him and Pusha T, and maybe it's just something that we just thinking on our own. And I don't think that he meant to bite, or I won't say that he was biting Kanye, but it definitely sounds Kanye influenced. Just the
So
sound
Ace
of it.
Trumpet sounds like Kanye West.
Ace Trumpet sounds like it could have definitely been on Watch the Throne.
But we all heard
Yeah.
Mr. Me Too. Play Mr. Me Too. Then
It
right
don't
after
sound like
Mr. Me
that.
Too,
No, it don't
play
sound like
Ice
that.
Trap.
That don't sound like
So
that,
so
man.
so
Pharrell,
you're
and then
talking. So
and
are you talking about
Pharrell
liftoff?
has his
Are
own
you
sound
talking
that
about liftoff? Like
Pharrell
let's
has his
name the
own
songs.
sound. Pharrell has his own
Well,
sound like Timberland, to where
I don't want
you
to
would.
You know how many beats Pharrell has made?
go. Hey,
Like
I want to make sure we give. I want to make sure we give the clips their due, and let's talk about the album. So we'll come
Right,
back to this topic.
right.
So
yeah, because
we left
I didn't
off.
I don't hear nothing
We
Kanye
left
West.
off. Where did we leave off? We left off at Ace Trumpets.
You wouldn't hear anything. You
No,
claimed
I mean,
that Common was a superstar with like water for chocolate. Kanye did that with
but
B. It is what it is.
if B never exists, it doesn't affect Common. How?
Nigga, are
Because
you serious? He
he made
couldn't be on TV at all. What
Common
are you talking about?
Common made I used to love her. He could have stopped there. He could have
Man,
stopped
when
there. What
listen, we
like
as hip hop fans appreciated Common, but as a mainstream success, that only happened when Kanye came into the fold. That's just the facts.
they was jacking Little John and stuff back then. So what mainstream are we talking about?
I want to talk about the Nas verse, guys.
They was jacking Little John.
Let's
Like,
talk.
what are we
Let's talk
talking
about. Let's talk about the album. Let's talk about the song, the Nas song. What was it called? Chandeliers that God sorted them out. I'll give you my perspective real quick. I really appreciated the Nas verse. I think he touched upon something we talked about on this podcast numerous times. That even the Clips, because they're elder statesmen in the game now. These elder statesmen, these veterans, can come back and put together compelling albums. We saw with Master Ace last year. We saw with MC Lyte. We saw with LL Cool J and Q-Tip. We saw with Pete Rock and Common. We saw it with the Nas and Hit Boy run to a certain extent. Hopefully, we'll see it with Rock Marcy and Primo and Nas. So we're seeing the veterans, and Nas even speaks on it in his verse that he kind of made that dope again.
Inspired them.
He inspired people to do it. And it's all about inspiration. So we talk about inspiration. So I didn't really like the beat change so much. I didn't like the beat change so much. I thought the beat, it sounded kind of odd when they switched beats, but I thought Nas had the second best feature on the album. What say you guys?
I'll be honest.
I hear what you're saying, but I gotta take credit away from Common to give it to Nas to make that argument. Like, if we're saying Nas attributes inspiration, that's great. Inspiration is great, but if that being the case, then I gotta take Common's last album and say, oh, that's because of Nas. Common put in work. Like, that's his rhymes and his it's his ear doing that. He could have been inspired, yeah, but he still gotta make the music though. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, that doesn't take away from the inspiration. And when you want to talk about Nas and inspiration,
the music is harder.
Wait a minute. All of them would admit that Illmatic changed the way many of them rhyme. That doesn't take away from the fact that you went out here and made Resurrection when you was rapping like Skippity Bop or whatever on Can I Borrow a Dollar.
In 2024,
you do give credit where credit's due for the person that inspired that change.
I still gotta give credit to Illmatic. If I'm Common in 2024, I still gotta give credit for what I do to Illmatic.
You're missing what I'm saying. You're missing what I'm saying. I'm correlating Illmatic in the way it affected his change for Resurrection in the same way that I'm correlating what he did with the King's Disease series to what he did on the Pete Rock. It clearly inspired him to up at a different level because the other stuff that Common was putting out before then was Stormfest.
All right, hey, that's fine. I think you're still gonna have to go make music, whether you're inspired or not. Common can't say, I'm inspired by Illmatic, give me a Grammy. He can't do that. He's gonna still have to make dope music, and Common still has to be dope himself. He can't regurgitate a bunch of Nas stuff and think it's gonna work. You know what I mean? So I gotta give credit to the soul. We're all inspired. I can say, Nas, you wouldn't exist without Rakim. I could say that, but I can't say that because now I'm taking Nas's credit and giving it to Rakim. I'm not gonna do that. You know
I understand what you're saying, but that's a little different.
I want to just let's stick to the song itself. I think the song was dope, but to be honest with you, I feel like it's just a random Nas verse. It doesn't feel like Nas participated in the song. It's just a random Nas verse that's just thrown on the end of a track with a different beat, and it doesn't even match. It sounds like it could be a prequel to another song, like they probably holding back something. Maybe they did spit some verses or something on there, but like they probably saving it for maybe a deluxe version or something like that. But as far as just how it's structured and how they put it out, I was kind of disappointed in the Nas song because I feel like it didn't match the actual song. You know what I mean? And it just was like just a random Nas verse. Nas was spitting on there. It's fire. It's a fire Nas verse, but as a song, it didn't really go with anything that the Clips had going on at all.
You know, I think that when it comes to this beat changing, and I did want to address some of the beat changes, I think that on this album, you have a group, right? You have a group with two guys. And anytime there's a feature, there's going to be a third verse. I think there's a fear out here that a third verse just doesn't exist anymore, right? Like the third verse is extinct. And I think that what Pharrell was trying to do in this third verse was, let me change the beat so it's kind of a different song, but it's the same song. And some of these beat changes just seemed a little bit forced to me, and this was one of them. I wish the beat would have stayed the same, at least for for Nas's verse because the initial beat was dope. I mean, I feel the same way about POV. Actually, I think that the first beat's better than the second beat. And if your second beat's not better than the first beat, it shouldn't even be a beat change, in my opinion.
Well, on POV,
Yeah.
I get the beats switch just because of how, just because of how rappers was rapping. I mean, how Malice was rapping and what he was really saying. I feel the beat switch on POV a lot more than I do with the Nas song because, like I said, the Nas song, it just feels like a random Nas verse. It doesn't. And then like on the song, it's like a clips back and forth. They going back and forth on the track, and then it's just a random Nas verse that just comes out of nowhere on a different beat.
I mean, some that randomness though is part of Pharrell's thing. Part of Pharrell is being random, but also like if your song is longer than 3 minutes, it's
I
too
disagree
long.
with that.
It's too long now. In 2025, you can't make songs longer than 3 minutes because the game's not there no more. Now, if you want to just be, you want to be that, and you just want to go against the grain, have at it. I'm not against creativity. I mean, you could come out here and make a 10-minute song if that's how you feel. But just in general, once you go past the 3-minute mark, people are already tired now. They don't have the attention to sit there for 4 minutes. So you're gonna have to change it up. From what I'm hearing. You know what I'm saying?
Imagine if Billie Jean was 3 minutes, man.
Nas' verse was fire. I have no problem with Nas' verse at all. It just doesn't match with the song good. I'm not saying that it's a weak verse. It's just kind of out of nowhere, and so it just don't give it. It don't like.
I mean, the song's about.
You can't really judge it right because it's just a random Nas verse. You know what I'm saying? It's just a random Nas verse.
I think
Let me ask you guys this.
I think Chandeliers is another song. Like I said, they might release Chandeliers on the deluxe version with their verses on it or something like that. I don't think that's complete. I think they did that on purpose, to be honest with you.
I got a question for you guys. I mean, because it seems like, Leroy, you're very high on Pharrell's production job on this album. On a scale from 1 to 10, what do you give the production job on this album?
On a scale from 1 to 10. So on a scale from 1 to 10, I'll give it a 7. But I hear Pharrell being Pharrell.
Oh, what? I didn't hear you.
I'll give it a 7. But I hear Pharrell I haven't tapped into Kanye since like Watch the Throne, my dude. Like Pablo. That's a very long time.
We're talking about the production on here.
But look, when it comes to Pharrell, right, we're dealing with very colorful sounds. They're very colorful, quirky sounds. If I go through the Neptune's discography, I'm going to find a bunch of quirky, colorful sounds. So when I get to Let God Sort Them Out and I'm hearing quirky, colorful sounds, it sounds like the same guy that was always been there. I don't hear a different guy I hear the same dude. You know what I'm saying?
I had to give it... I'm gonna give the production an 8, a solid 8. I thought the beats was fire. I like the music, like the musicality of it. Even though, like I said, I mean, we saying that it sounded like he might have borrowed some of Ye's sound, but so what? That ain't a bad thing. I think that it's dope.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? So I'm giving it an 8.
The drums,
I'm giving the production solid 8. I think it was no problem with the production really at all.
Yeah, that POV. You're on mute.
You're on mute.
You're on mute.
I'm gonna give it an 8. I think the production is really solid. Even though it's inspired by some of Ye's contributions, but I think Pharrell did a good job of making something sound grand. I mean, what they set out to do for this album, I think they accomplished it, and they accomplished it through the music. If you like, So Be It, for example, right? Or even Ace Trumpets. Let's take those two beats, for example. Those sound like grandiose beats. Like the whole concept of the album,
I think that's what you're hearing.
Is matched on that. But I did like Inglorious Bastards too, the song with Ab Live. I always like the Re-Up Gang. I always like Ab. I like the bar. One of my favorite bars on the album is Tricking Is It Trafficking. I'm trying to know the difference. You know what I'm saying? That was a little nod to Diddy. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to them. You know what I'm saying? But
I love that bar too.
Yeah, so I have to give it an 8. I think they accomplished what they wanted to accomplish. And I think it's indicative of what we see with veterans in the rap game continue to make music. The bars being raised from Q-Tip to LL to Master Ace last year with a dope album, the Common and Pete, Nas, you know what I'm saying, and the Hit Boy run. This is more of a veterans are still doing it. And shout out to the Tiny Desk performance. We ain't talked about the Tiny Desk performance yet.
Right. But
Tiny Desk performance was dope. Go ahead, Leroy.
right, but I don't want Pharrell to get lost in this because he's been lost for 25 years. He's just been looked at as some lame. He's that's not him. Like, bro makes dope music.
Who looked at him as the lame?
He gets overshadowed. Like his music gets overshadowed. Like, if we're just turning things up loud, anyone whose music's loud, we're just gonna compare to Kanye because it's loud. But it's more elements than being loud.
Leroy, why are you even defending this, man? Even other people in the chat here.
Because
it's nothing.
If y'all had named songs
about this,
if y'all had
the bad
songs,
nothing to do with this.
nah, Pharrell is dope outside of Kanye. Like, he don't need that.
So nobody's saying that.
He's dope outside of that.
We know that.
He's been in the game like 30 years.
We know that.
We know.
You know what I'm saying? So I just want to make that clear because
that's clear.
We're not gonna hear this type of style of beats nowhere else.
Yes, you will.
Only place that you're gonna hear this style of beats is with the Clips album. You're not gonna hear this style nowhere else.
I did hear it somewhere else. I did.
Yeah, but you gotta name me the song.
We did. I've been naming them for the last 30 minutes. I've been naming them for the last 30 minutes. I've been telling you. Everybody's been telling you the beats.
So then Pharrell is whack. Then
I didn't
can't
say
be
that
a fighter
either.
and not be whack. You trash if you a fighter. You know what I'm saying? You trash.
No, I was a bigger Neptune fan than I am. Like, I'm just keeping it real.
If he's biting, he's trash.
It's inspiration. Kobe Bryant was one of the best basketball players of all time, but he was inspired by Michael Jordan's game. He studied his moves. He studied his footwork. And Kobe's not trash. Kobe's
you know where Pharrell was at when Kanye was popping? Like, we're talking about the mid 2000s. You know what Nerd was doing outside? Like, they were already.
Listen, you give us a history lesson. We seen Pharrell. He was top of the world. He was in the documentary where Kanye was trying to music to Pharrell to get Pharrell's cosign. We know that the Neptunes was on first. We know the chronological order of this. The thing I'm saying is the fact that Pusha T was with Kanye for years.
The grinding does not sound like Through the Wire.
Saying, bro, I don't understand how you don't understand that Pusha T did some great work with Kanye that Pharrell probably recognizes and appreciates, and they probably took some of the recording systems and recording methodologies back to their home base.
I hear you, Mike. But when you're Jay-Z, or when you're Pusha T, you know how long Pusha T has been making music? You know how long Pusha has been making music?
The whole point, man. Like, that's we know this, but people learn things from other people, carry them over somewhere else, and there's nothing wrong with that.
So, all right, so let's give Kanye props for this album. Then that's out the way. Now, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't
know with that.
Hey, can we get back to the album, please?
Yeah, I think Clips and Pharrell are already.
I mean, we argue with something we argue with something that everybody that's been listening can hear, bro.
What did y'all think about the FICO record with Stove Guy?
I thought it was dope.
It was dope, man. You know what I mean?
I think there's two songs on this album that I would have cut. The song with Dream I would have cut, and the song, respectfully, the song after Mike Tyson Blow to the Face I would have cut. And that was mostly because of production. And I think sometimes when it comes to Pharrell specifically, not the Neptunes, sometimes I think people or Pharrell or whatever the artist might get lost in the groove and ignore a beat that's not up to the level of quality it needs to be up to. And Pharrell may sell you on it because he's on the hook or something. But yeah, I don't think those songs were strong enough to be on the album.
I agree with your cuts as well, Mike. I do. FICO, man, I think FICO is super dope, man. I love Malice verse on there. that verse there that give you the chills a little bit. Like when you think about what he really saying and how he described it, you know, being on the road and the nervousness of the game, and when you're doing what you do. I mean,
Yeah,
I love this album, bro. I don't understand anybody.
I do
Mad
too.
Max, man, hey, Mad Max, man, I gotta get at you, bro. I don't. If you don't like this album in 2025, bro, just say you done with rap or something, man. Because hey, look, we don't have to gas it. I'm not gonna throw classic on it or anything like that. But just as far as rapping and lyrics and storytelling and just like production, I don't know what you could not like about this album. I really don't. I really don't. Like
It's album of the
I,
year so far.
I
Straight up.
respect Mad Max's opinion, bro, but like you going this hard, I kind of got to look at you a little sideways, man. I can't lie, bro. I can't lie.
Album of the year. I don't know. It's too early for me to say that. I got to listen
It's
to
not
it
too
more.
early,
What's
man.
better?
No, man. Let's stop
What's
this right
better?
now.
Yeah,
It's
you
not
gotta
too
think
early.
about it.
The album of
What's
the year
better?
before this.
I
The
like
album of the
I
year
like
before
Life
this
is
was 2
Beautiful.
Chainz.
I like Life is Beautiful.
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
cool.
So,
Yeah.
I know.
But I'm just when it comes to Pharrell and the clips, there are certain pockets that they ride to make their music. Those like the way Pusha is rhyming on POV, that's a rhythm in itself. That's a cadence. That's pocket work. That's something that they come up with just amongst themselves. And there are numerous examples of that. The lyrics also play into that, but little things like I'm the Bezos of the nasal, like them little plays on words deliver its own cadence as well.
That's
So
pretty dope.
all of that is musical. You know what I'm saying? Everything, every
Somebody
sound.
said Pusha T rhymes like he's trying to cast a spell on somebody.
Yeah, and Mike,
That's how you're supposed to rhyme.
Mike, that's a good point because I said it in the chat the other day. If you look at the Tiny Desk, it looked like he was in a seance or something, and he looked possessed. When he did Virginia, when he was doing Virginia and the keys
My
open
thing is,
doors,
if you not
Hey,
possessed,
he feeling his words though.
like,
He was just
if
feeling
you
that
not
shit.
possessed,
evil. He looked
what
kind of evil. Like it was like a
Yeah.
it was a spirit in him.
but this
Like
is
that.
about evil.
It was very dark.
It
was very dark.
But we're hustling. It is about evil. Like
But
let's
it
not
looked like he was.
sugarcoat
It
it.
looked like he was casting a spell. I was like, I need to go outside and do something. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
It was weird.
But
you know
but to your point about the other guy, when you have one guy rapping Pusha, I believe that Pusha is actually rapping his authentic experience. I believe his words. When I listen to the other guy, I do not believe that those are his experiences. I believe that those are his writer's
Why are we
experiences.
talking about? Yeah, why are you taking?
But when you say
Yeah,
possessed, right?
man,
But when you say
why we-
possessed, when you say possessed,
Oh my God.
if you're looking, especially if you've been rapping 25 years, at some point you're gonna get very intent because you've been out here like 25
I know what
years.
happened, Leroy. I know what happened, man. You was doing some ghostwriting for good music, man. Yeah,
No. Well, that did happen, not with me.
He owe you some money, man. The publisher, man. We go get it straightened out, man. We get some lawyers or something, man. No, but you ain't gotta do it like that, bro. It's not personal.
I want to talk to Sci-Hi. I'm not even gonna want to talk to Sci-Hi. I'm gonna get Sci-Hi on here and I'm gonna ask him specifically. But what I'm saying is, I believe that Pusha's rapping his real life. Now, if that is the case, then you're gonna kind of look possessed in certain moments because when you're rapping those bars, you're remembering those experiences, and that could be, that could look like a possession. I don't know, but I believe he's rapping his real life experience. You know what I'm saying? That's what you see as far as his possession. I don't think it's possession like a ghost movie, but he's getting into remembering his story, is what I'm saying.
Mike, what did you think of this Tiny Desk performance? You on mute, Mike?
Oh, the mic cut out.
Mike, you on mute. Mike, what'd you think of the Super? What'd you think of the Tiny Desk joint?
No, I thought it was dope.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad, Soup.
No, go ahead, Mike.
No, I thought it was a dope performance. I think that, Pusha and Malice, like, been very clear in their words. I was surprised with some of the songs they performed. They performed more so album cuts, and they were trying to, like, amplify Hell Have No Fury, as it should be. I think Hell Have No Fury is starting to get a lot of flowers that it didn't get in 06.
Super and Mike and Leroy, I guess y'all can go in order. There was I know, Mike, you touched about this on a couple episodes, you know what I'm saying? On the solo little check-ins that you do. This album rollout kind of looked like a traditional rollout. You know, they really wanted to come across that this album was very important to their career, their history. They had a lot to say, you know, losing both parents, you know, leaving a label, um, Pusha moving away from Ye, Malice coming back to rapping full time, working with Pharrell, going to Paris, going to France. What do you think all the chatter was? There's a lot of hype around the album, right? We heard, you know, Sincere from Rap Roundtable said that after this album, I think he doubled down on it and said he kind of walked it back a little bit. He said, well, they up there. He didn't say the best, but I remember his original statement was like, they're gonna be the best duo of all time.
Ever.
Right? He kind of walked it back a little bit. He said, oh man, you know, they gotta be up there. You know what I'm saying? What do y'all think about? I know Mike cut out. What do you think about that assessment that the Clips are the best duo of all time? I don't think that's true. I think they're in top 10 easily. But what's all this chatter? What's your response to all this chatter that they're the best of all time? Duos, hip hop duos. Super.
I can see where people are coming from with it. If you really want to be honest, I mean, if you're going like bar for bar, you know, guy for guy, I mean, I can see where they're coming from because, yeah, I mean, if we're going to compare them to like Mobb Deep, I don't think neither one of those guys touching P, but I could say that both of them probably better than Havoc on the mic. And then, like, do we really count Ghost and Ray really as a duo in the group? I don't know if we really can count them properly, like, because they, you know, they really solo artists. Are they not a duo really? I don't count them, so I'm taking them out. And even Styles and Ghost, you know, Jadakiss and Ghost. I mean, are they really a duo, or you know, are they the Locks? Like I don't really look at them like that. So,
Well, let's talk about duos though. We skipping some steps here. I mean, you know,
if we're gonna talk about true duos,
are we gonna talk about 8 Ball and G? Are we gonna talk about UGK?
Yeah.
I mean, let's be for real. I mean, let's get to.
I think that they got an argument. I mean, I don't want to say that they better than Ball and G, but I mean, realistically, I could see somebody saying that. Like, you know, Pusha T might be better lyrically, a better rapper maybe than 8 Ball. I could see somebody saying that, and Malice could be better than MJG. I'm not mad at it. I probably wouldn't agree, but I can't really argue you down if you say that. Bun B and Pimp C, I think they might be a little bit better lyrically and on the microphone. They might be better than Bun B and Pimp C as well. So
Meth and Red. I mean, you know.
Yeah, I mean, Meth and Red. I think they could be better. It's
That's
tough.
not an official duo,
hey,
though.
It's tough. It's tough. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't really look at Meth and Red like as a duo either. Like that.
I look at Ghost.
So,
I mean, come on. We talk about Iron Man. You talk about even this work they did on the Pillage. You talk about the Purple Tape. You know what I'm saying? I gotta look at Ray and Ghost kind of like a duo. Because if you look at the album, it says Raekwon featuring Ghostface Killer and Capadonna. And I think Iron Man said, you know, no. I think the Purple Tape said featuring Ghostface Killer, and I think Iron Man said featuring Raekwon and Capadonna. They kind of like they were like tag teaming them albums, man. They kind of like a duo, man.
I just want to just stick to real duos. So
like
if we're gonna compare the Outkast, you know what I mean? Like, okay, I don't think neither one of them is better than 3K. But maybe, I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, Push got solo work. So is he? I mean, he could be. I wouldn't argue with anybody that want to say that Pusha is better than Andre 3000. I'm not going to argue with anybody that's going to do that. And Malice and Big Boy. I mean, like that. It's a toss up. But Big Boy got the solo work, so it's hard for me to really put Malice over Big Boy. So I mean, I can say that I would, you know, it's probably a tie with Outkast. Just as far as we really saying, just as far as bar work, lyrical, and ability of rapping. They are up there high, bro. They are. As far as I would say true duos.
If someone says Coke rap, well, now you got to section Clips off from everybody else. Now you can only pick the Coke rappers, and if that's the duo you picking from, well then yeah, they could be one of the best. If I say Dog Pound is greater, I'm factoring my own bias into car culture and booming systems and the speakers and gang culture. I'm factoring a whole bunch of other factors that Clips don't apply to. So it just depends on if we're just doing everything, well then yeah, we could say Outkast is Outkast. But for people that are listening to, like, when it comes to hustling rap, I'm gonna be honest, we real people could hear who really did it because we could hear the details in it. So people are listening for that. Now, when it comes to that, the clips, they are who they are. They may be the best at doing that. So if I'm comparing Mob Deep to the clips, yeah, we could make a comparison, but they are slightly different. They're just, and we have to factor that different in. We don't have to, but they are different though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're talking about two different elements, and they're both super dope at both of them, but they're just, they're just different worlds. To make a song like FICO, to where I'm talking about, okay, like, I don't put the heat in the glove department. I keep my hands at 9 and 3. I drive the speed limit. I'm to explain that tense situation. I don't know if Mob Deep is doing that. Now they could if they wanted to write that. I'm sure.
I mean, if we really just going skill for skill, skill for skill, bar for bar, they got an argument to be one of the best duos. They really do. I mean, skill for skill, bar for bar, they both spitting. I mean, they got a real serious argument. They really do.
Malice was going crazy. No Malice, pardon me. My Malice was going crazy. The writings on the wall like hieroglyphics. I was going to go there. But when we talk about the writings on the wall, just that part, it's not about the words. It's about, can you read life? Now, that's the most difficult thing on how to express in hip hop. How do I get you to read the signs of life? That's very hard. You know what I'm saying? And that's why even if we're gonna go into a hieroglyphic bag, if 5 people read the hieroglyphics, you're gonna get 5 different messages with the same sentence. That's because it's pictures. So what I'm saying, well, you got to be able to read life. The clips, they're trying to read life with their music. That's very hard. Like when he's explaining his mother and his father, he's trying to explain their wisdom. How do you explain the wisdom of your mother and father? Like, that's very hard. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how to put that into words like that. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's the mastery of a No Malice and Pusha. Like, they did go there. On the album, they had a lot of perspective. They gave you both sides. They didn't just say everything is great and money every day. They gave you both sides. Like, hey, man, they get 25 years for this. You know what I'm saying? So we can't skip past that part. You know what I'm saying? It was very realistic. And I got to give him props for that. And that's what does make them a very formidable duo to compare to,
I really like the song with what's that? So Far Ahead. I like So Far Ahead. I like that hook from Pharrell on there. I mean, I like how he, spitting some slick talk over the gospel beat, and I like, that's one of my favorite songs on the album. That's one of my
By the Grace of God is a movie. That's one of the best closers to an album that I have heard in years. By the Grace of God, when that comes on, it's just a feeling that, and when they were in interviews and they were talking about, we're going for a feeling, I could hear that with the hook. I could hear that. If someone says that's kind of Kanye-esque-ish, I could hear that as well there. But what I'm saying is that there's a feeling there that's very
Leroy, that's the song I wish Nas would have been on. That's the song that I wish Nas. That's the song where Nas, I wish he would have had that feature on that track. I think Nas would have killed that, and it would have fit him. It would have fit what Nas do real good. I wish that would have been a Nas verse.
I can hear that. I can hear that all day. You know what I mean? It's just he's coming so much. Like when No Malice says, visits behind the glass, my mirror image. That's a bar. The only sin left is to flirt with vengeance. That's a bar. You know what I mean? It's like they're really going into some deep stuff. Pusha, white slave master souls in my safe. She want a Mike Tyson blow to the face. You know what I mean? But he did some I touched change and took chains like King Midas. So basically, I turned lead into gold. And that's That's what we're all here to do, really. Everybody who is walking around in life, your job is to come into
Right.
a situation and make it better. Your job in life, everyone, is to turn lead into gold. That is what it is. You go into a situation and make it better in life. And everybody has the power to do that. So, but you just don't know it. So with No Malice is very important because he represents a figure that's conscious of his words have the ability to make change. That's
I
very
like how Malice really attacked this album too. He almost attacked the album as really as an outsider. Like he, you know what I mean?
right.
Like he's a rapper, but he's looking at it his perspective is really as an outsider, or somebody really that was like, you know what, I was in it, now I'm out, and now this is how I've been looking at y'all for this time. You know what I mean? I think that he kept that theme throughout the album. And it, you know, I think it was dope. That's really how he did on his verse on POV, you know what I mean? Like his verse on POV was real deep like that too. And he throughout the whole album, I really feel like that's his side of the story. You know what I mean? He like, yeah, this is how I've been looking at it. I'm looking at the game like this, and this is where y'all can correct stuff. Y'all, you know, y'all slipping on this, y'all lying about that. And he really just his perspective and all his verses just went so heavy because of that way that he was looking at it. You know what I'm saying? I think that's really my favorite part of the album is all of the Malice shit. Malice went hard on here. I mean,
I made an exit to make an entrance. Like
right,
what?
but Malice verses was so deep. I mean, even with the birds, like I'm gonna go back to that. To, you know, birds don't sing, but that verse to his father is like I said. That's a deep ass verse for real. Really, when you really sit back and you look at it, I mean, we got to start really making dads and hip hop cool. You know what I mean? And I respect him for doing that. I mean, when you really listen to what he said. I mean, he said, "Mind taught discipline, mind taught structure." Mine didn't mind when he had to pull a double. I mean, that's real shit. Like if you ain't, I'm a father, you know what I mean? I'll be gone and I have to spend a lot of time away from my kids. And, you know, a lot of times your kids don't really appreciate what you do, but you know what I mean? Like this verse is just kind of like, you know, it's cool to hear him as a child speaking on his dad like that. And it just was dope, man. That's one of the verses of the year for me. I ain't gonna lie right now off top because it's so real and it's so solid that, you know what I mean? I got to give it to him on that.
And he wasn't trying to preach to you either. He was just giving you the real.
No.
Like, hey, I came back for the money. That's the devil in me. I could open up my closet with a skeleton key. Like he's telling you, you know, like I tried to hide it from the church. That's the Jekyll in me. He's not saying I'm a saint. Like I'm still out. I'm active, but it's just I'm giving you both sides though, and that is very tough to do. It is hard to do that. And,
I mean,
you know,
he's not a preacher. He's not a
Yeah.
preacher. He just got faith. You know what I mean? So people looking at him like, you know, like he did something wrong or whatever. I mean, he didn't lead the church to come back and be a rapper. He just who he is. You know what I mean?
Both
So
sides.
yeah.
And that's the genius of it. And I don't want that to get lost because we can explain, you know, like 95% of stuff in life with words, right? But then there's these other emotions and other feelings that we can't explain. Like there's things that our language still can't explain. And I think the clips, they're pushing their pen, and not just the clips, it's I'm sure a lot of MCs, right? But they're pushing their pen to the degree of I'm trying to explain things that are almost not explainable. You know, like when he talks about his mom making preparations for her own passing, as well as their dad as well. How do you explain that really? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
What do you want me to give you some words that you like? I could give you the words, but I can't explain the feeling or the notion of knowing what's going to come before it comes. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I really liked about the record. So, like I said, I think this is a bar for just everybody, just to either achieve to, and not just, you know, taking the sound, but you just want to make something of this level of quality with this level of seriousness. Now, if that's not your bag, then you don't have to go there. But I'm just saying for the ones that this is their bag, like if the clips genre is your bag, I think this is a good bar to look at. You know what I mean? Like it's not the greatest album of all time, but it is very strong though. You know what I mean? And so
I think too, with this album, or just in general though, man, it's I know you spoke on this a little earlier, and we had this argument a little bit within the chat, but I'm just gonna bring it out here on the podcast, man. I think it's time for us to kill that coke rap label. I think it's not. I think it's just a false label to put on somebody. If you really, really from the streets and you really from the culture, I mean, most of our music got somebody gonna mention hustling, selling dope, or doing something in their music, no matter what. I mean, Pusha might talk about it a little bit more, but to label that shit as coke rap, I think it's a disservice to what he actually doing and what he's saying. I look at it more as street conscious music than coke rap. But I think that we really need to bury that. We need to bury that coke rap label.
I hear that. He says his music is about discernment, and it is about that. So I don't want to undercut that. But in my opinion, the labels of this music only is because most people really just don't care. They're just gonna label because they're not really listening. They're putting on music,
right,
but it's background stuff.
Right.
They don't sit there and like I sit there and listen to it because I got to review it. I got to be able to explain it. So I'm listening intently. But regular other people, they're just not doing that. You know what I mean?
I think that if you listen to Pusha and all you hear is coke rap and that's all you walk away from it, and you don't hear like the stories of the game or the street tales or the cautionary, side of it, you're just not listening, like you said. I mean, or you're not from the streets, you're not from the culture. So I think that just simply trying to label it as coke rap is a way to try to discredit a guy and to put him in a box, and to say, well, he's just a coke rapper, or to try to, so it's a way that we try to shit on rappers, really. And I think that coke rap label is I mean, I don't know how no other way to say it, but I think that it's like using gangster rap. Like I think the gangster rap label was always a false label. I never used gangster rap. I never said this is gangster rap, and I don't think nobody really of culture ever said gangster rap for real either. You know what I mean?
I think it is something to it though, because if you think about just life in general, how many different things are there to rap about? But we keep going back to this substance, so it must be something there that's drawing us to go. Because why are we going there for?
I think it's cinematic rap. Like if you go like take for example, look at Raid by Pusha T song with 50 Cent. You know how you break that down. When Pharrell did that beat, you know what I'm saying? I'm only in the company of kings, you know what I'm saying? I made a power move, and it's like everything it seems. You know what I'm saying? He's painting, even like Drug Dealers Anonymous with Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? He's painting like those records sound like movies. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's like he's a director. He's like a rapper / director. He's like a Martin Scorsese of rap. You know what I'm saying? Like Martin Scorsese, you know what I'm saying? Those old movies. I think Brian De Palma did Goodfellas, but you like Goodfellas, you got Casino.
No, that's true.
That's like it's a genre, you know what I'm saying? So, they don't call Martin Scorsese a coke director, you know what I'm saying, or a gangster director. He's just a director. He's an auteur. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the best directors of our time. But I think Pusha's on that cinematic space. You know what I'm saying? On that cinematic.
I just think that if we're gonna label these guys, like, how many guys are we gonna label this? Like, is Jay-Z a coke rapper? Is, like I said, Master P a coke rapper now? Is Ice-T a coke rapper? Like, how far are we gonna go?
But
how far are we going back with this label? Is all I'm really saying. Like, really, if we,
I'm saying,
I don't think we need to try to create a new category for something. I mean, drugs, selling dope, and hustling it's just been a part of our lives and communities. So, like, I don't look at it as coke rap. I just look at it as street stories, and it's been a way of life for so long that just for it to be labeled coke rap now, all of a sudden, 2025. I mean, like, we saying that Pusha T is king of coke rap, when I feel like Jay-Z. You can say that about Jay-Z, or you can say that about Master P. You can say that about a lot of guys that spoke and speak on the dope game. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, but
I don't know, man. I think that label is just something that we just need to do away with. It's not of culture. Like gangster rap was not of culture. I don't think that we should be labeling
it's culture like now. Like, selling dope and shooting each other is culture now. If it's too late. If we're gonna fight against that, I'm sorry, but I feel like it's too late. That's already built in now. Shooting each other and selling dope. Until I see something different, you know what I mean? Now I would propose no malice. But see, if I'm proposing no malice, people are gonna say, well, we can't all be preachy, and they're gonna work against that. But so we're gonna go back to shooting and selling dope. Now Pusha, if you write 16 bars and 14 of your bars is about hustling, I gotta call you what it is. Like you just,
I mean,
in our
Raekwon may
community, it's
only do for
regular.
Cuban links. We not calling him no coke
when
rapper,
when
bro.
you go outside of the community, that it's not regular. They other people don't live like this. I mean, you go slam a brick on someone else's kitchen table, they don't live like that. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be like they don't want no parts of that. So it's like it's not normal. It's normal to the
Well,
inner city.
man,
Like,
we
but
said, yeah, and that we the only people that count. That's what I'm saying. Like, so if we gotta that, like, we the only people that
I
count.
don't know
Inner
about that.
city people, we the only people that really count when it comes down to this hip hop shit. I don't care about what nobody from the
Tyler was on the
suburb
album.
really think, or I don't really
He's
care
not,
about what anybody outside of the culture think about really hip hop at all. So,
but
like,
we do care though.
and we brought this up. We brought this up in the chat, and this is why, hustling rap and coke rap is successful, because most people over a certain age, at least over 40, then sold some dope, sold some weed, and at one point or another, they thought they was gonna be the man. So they thought they was gonna get to pounds, or they thought they was gonna get to ounces and bricks. But they either went to jail, they stopped hustling, or the shit didn't work out. But everybody had a hustling dream or had some type of foot in the game at one point or another. Everybody that sold a little dope, sold some weed at a certain age and certain time. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I
I
used
don't
to
think.
knock it, but now
I
I
mean, I
think
just
it's
think.
dope. I
Yeah.
like rapping. I think it's dope. I used to knock it. I used to say like, bro, like you're just gonna rap about a bunch of coke. Like I used to think that was like that's so like easy. But now that I've heard it from Pusha for so long, it's like I respect the art of it though. It's you're talking about that one subject, but there's a bunch of different ways you could look at that one subject, and I think that's dope now.
Yeah,
You know
and I
what
think
I'm
I think that's cool too. I mean, it's different ways you can attack it, and
saying?
I think
Exactly.
that's one of the things. Reason I was saying, like, Master P. People that don't really like to give Master P his credit, but if you really want to go into like the way that he spoke on the dope game and the way that he spoke on the streets, he wasn't glorifying it. He spoke on it, cautionary. It just was a part of his character and a part of who he is. I think it's the same thing with Pusha T. I mean, if you really just listening to Pusha T and you only thing is you really getting from this is that coke and that's it, you're not really listening, or you really don't understand like what's being said properly. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I
Yeah,
don't know.
but
I think that just that coke rap label is a cop out, and it's from somebody or from people that's not even a part of the culture. If it's something that you're just gonna dumb it down to that.
I mean, the people that are of the culture, I don't think they care about the music like that. Like of the culture that we're deeply in. Like if you're an active street person, I don't think you're stopping to check out a new Clips album. Like you might, but you're too busy doing what you do. So we are selling to people that's not in the culture, but also though it's like how can I say, the road to where you're at, it has to be a roadmap there, because most people are not listening intently. They're only hearing the last word that you said of every punchline. They're only hearing the beat. They're only hearing the hook. They're not hearing no nuance. They're not hearing details. They're not hearing the storyline. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like they're not listening like that. So they're gonna say it's coke rap, and they're just gonna simplify it to two words because that's how simply they listen to the music. It's not a deep. So in order to pull out the deepness of it, like Pusha says, my music is about discernment, which I agree with. In order to prove that it's about discernment, I got to sit down with someone who's willing to take the time and really listen. I don't know if people are gonna do that. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like,
I want to put a kind of a bow on this. I think we're all in consensus is the album is dope. One other observation I had though is like, especially on the Tiny Desk, you look at both the perspective of Malice, where he comes from. He seems to be more measured and reasoned and kind of wise. You know what I'm saying? And then Pusha T still has a youthful look. You got the cornrows. He looks young. I mean, he's 48 years old, about to be 49 years old. He still has a youthful spirit. You know what I'm saying? He's like, and you can tell that Malice is more, he is the older brother. And that dynamic is still seen if you look at the Tiny Desk and see how they interact. Even in the interviews that came out, you kind of see it. And one thing I didn't, I did learn a lot in these interviews. One thing I still couldn't quite grasp, I didn't really feel the Travis Scott diss. You know what I'm saying? I thought that was a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Because at some point you gotta, Travis is he even 30 yet? He's 29, 30, you know what I'm saying?
He's 34.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
he's a
30
little older.
something.
He's 30 something. He's a little bit older than that. But Pusha's supposed to be like an old, kind of like an OG. You know what I'm saying? So airing that man's business out there on the record, I thought was kind of corny. But other than that, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, he
think
started it though. He started the problem with Pusha. He called out. You know what I'm saying?
again, I mean, at some point, I just thought that was a little corny. But people got this personal business amongst men. I'm not in it. I don't know both of the brothers, but I just thought that there's immaturity a little bit in Pusha's approach to some of his conversations. That's just an observation I made. I don't know if you guys observed that too, but that's just an observation. And when you see Malice, is that you see the difference how they approach kind of the lyrics and kind of how they approach outside looking in life. But that's just me.
I mean, maybe whatever he say, he petty though. He want the smoke. He like this is what he like. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. I ain't mad at him. I mean, if he had to say it, he had to get it off his chest. I have no problem with him going at Travis Scott. Like, it's fine.
I mean, you see that.
I don't care.
You see that dynamic in the streets too. Like, you'll see an older guy with the younger guys, right? The younger guys are usually the wild cards, just because those are the younger guys. That's normal. From what I see in the street, you'll have the older guys a little bit more mature, a little bit more. He's willing to have a conversation with you like an adult. Then the younger guy, he just wants to tear shit up. It's like,
I mean, to be honest with you, I would have preferred him go at Jim Jones like harder. He the one that dropped diss songs on you and dissing your brother and going at like I wish he would have spent time going at Jim Jones than rather Travis Scott. But I still don't have no problem with it.
And I'm gonna say I ain't trying to shoot Drake no bail. Again, this whole situation with Kendrick and maybe
Yes,
I've never been a Drake fan, but I go back and look at the story of Adidon. Back in the day, where the gangsters that I knew, because I wasn't a gangster, but I knew a lot of them. Right, the rules was always no women, no children. Putting that man's business out there by this child, I think that was kind of off. That's kind of lame. You know what I mean?
That's
just me, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's kind of lame.
Certain guys, though.
Come at him for being a Canadian. Come at him for being corny or a culture vulture, whatever you want to come at him. But don't bring no kids in the situation. I thought that was kind of lame. I gotta just call a spade a spade. You don't bring children into a beef with her. That's kind of low.
I don't know no Malice. I don't know Pusha, but it's certain people that you just shouldn't play with. I could just look at them or hear them talk.
But if you gangsters,
you shouldn't play with them.
The gangsters I knew, the rules was no women, no children. That was the rules. But maybe
I wouldn't play with Pusha T. Just certain individuals.
Maybe the rules is different. I don't know how they do it. How do you do it in Milwaukee, Sue? I thought it was no women, no children.
Hey, look, I'm gonna be honest. When I always thought that this was I thought it was weak. Like it was like, so what? All right, he got a kid that he hiding. So like I never really thought like that was some internet gossipy like shit. Like you had to be like just into the internet and watching videos and worrying about the rumor mill to even care about that. I never thought that was like a big deal. I never did.
You have guys that come into rap and they think everybody is real because they're real. They assume that everybody else must be real. That's like a wrong assumption. That's one. And then second, as far as sophistication of being a gangster, to be honest, the guys that really made a lot of money and survived, they're not really loud guys or violent guys. They're kind of more like, you don't see them. They're not outside. They're behind closed doors, and they'll sit down and have an adult conversation with you. That perspective needs to, I think the Clips is necessary for that perspective, right? But Pusha, I think that he came into hip hop thinking everybody was real. When he realized that it's mostly entertainment and these guys are not really from the street like that, I think it just rubbed him the wrong way. You know what I mean? So, and it just is what it is, I could be wrong. But
I mean, I like I said, I don't care about celebrities. So I like whatever. I wasn't mad when Kanye was talking about Jay-Z kids. I don't get mad about shit like that when it comes down to celebrities. Anyway,
Close.
like I told y'all before, man, I'm out of sympathy for celebrities in general. So whatever, if they gonna go at each other like that, and Push gonna talk about the kids, or Drake gonna call out and talk about Whitney, and Kendrick gonna go in on his whole family, I'm cool with it. I'm
I
down
wish
with
it
it.
was lyrical.
Like
I,
whatever y'all gonna do, I'm cool.
Well,
I'm just gonna
well,
watch
well,
it, eat my popcorn, and talk about it. I'm
well,
cool with it.
well, perfect segue. You know, we some OGs on this podcast, a little older, and most of our audience is too. Did y'all check out Jack Boys 2? Did y'all get a chance to listen to Jack Boys 2?
I didn't get a chance to.
All right, well,
I
I
can't.
did. I did because I'm
Okay,
trying to be on.
okay,
I'm trying to
okay.
be on my young boy swag. You know what I'm saying? So I was
I
in the
can't
car.
listen to nobody young no more.
I
I'm sorry.
listened. Well, you say
I've
he's
given up.
34. You say he's 34. I
Giving
just
up on the
wanted. I
youth
just wanted to listen to it
musically.
because I think Travis Scott responded to Pusha on one of the records. I think Champagne and something else. I heard them. I heard the majority of the records, and and then my only comment is this. And I hate to say this again. I don't want this show to be repetitive. You can hear the influence of Ye in a lot of the music from Travis Scott. I think he's a Ye disciple as well. And it had a good energy to it. It sounded like it was real cinematic, real party type records. I mean, it was just something for them. It was a vibe. It's like Super. You said a viber is a category. A viber is a viber record. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think Future was on a record. I think maybe Playboy Cardi was on a record. I thought it was cool. I thought it was cool. I mean, it's just Travis Scott doing his thing.
You're more forgiving. Then
And
you're
and,
more
and,
forgiving.
but my analysis of the record is that I think that it is a continuation of a blueprint that Ye made years ago, and I think Travis Scott's picked that up and made it stuff sound relevant and fresh in 2025. So check it out. I know it's not inside, it's not something we really check for, but check it out, see what y'all think, and then we can come back and talk about it another day. But yeah, Jack Boys was cool.
But even Rondo, aside from Kanye's musical talent, because he does have talent, we know that he had talent. You can't make music like Kanye if you don't have the budget of Kanye. So if you're following Kanye's footsteps, but you don't have tens of millions of dollars, then what are you following? Like Kanye was able to operate a certain way because he could afford that. A lot of these people are not going to be able to follow that. So I mean, you can try, but like, but as far as young people go, I'm gonna be honest. I have always rooted for the youth. I've always been an advocate for the youth. I've always been a fan of youthful hip hop. It's been about 10 years now since I've heard anything dope from anybody young. So at some point, it's like, and even the ones that are fronting like you're young, I know you're really not young. You just look young. I know. But it's like, I don't know where to go.
I don't even know what's
for
young
you.
no more. I don't even know what's young no more really right now when it comes down to hip hop. I mean, people still treating Kendrick like he's young. He's 39, 38 years old. I don't even know what's young no more. Like, I really don't. I don't know what's old or young no more. I mean, is there anybody even young, really like considered young, that's even popping? Like anybody under 30 that's really even doing anything really? Like
Flipper T.
Come on, man.
I mean,
no shot.
Yeah,
no,
so
I like Flipper T. I ain't no shot, no shot.
No.
Glorilla. I mean,
I'm just talking style. I'm not taking a personal diss at nobody. I'm just talking style. Like if there's a new young style that is supposed to be like really moving the needle, I would just like to hear what that is. But currently, the youth and what they're doing, that style, I don't think there's much there. And when I'm comparing that with something that the Clips do, you see how it's just so much more weight with
Right.
the Clips. It's just it's weight behind their music. And
Right.
it's not a shot to the youth, but I think that musically, like if you
Right.
don't have a lot of life experience, that's fine. But musically, like the sound, you got to add some weight to your sound. You know what I'm saying?
And I think you'll be surprised to hear me say this, though, man. I think Travis Scott, out of all the younger type artists, I think there is a weight to his sound based upon
Okay.
his musical influence. But take a listen to his beats sound. They sound full. You know what I'm saying? I can't really describe what I'm trying to say, but his production, they have elements of musicality in it. I think that as he ages out, he still might be able to either write a song or produce for other artists, and he can have a rich sound. So I think, it's worth a listen. I know this is not for our demo. Y'all didn't check for, but I just want to be honest and check it out before we got on here and
No,
talk about it. You know what I mean?
I'll be honest. I think I like Travis Scott a little bit. I ain't gonna even front on him, or because I don't look at him as a rapper. So I can like him because I look at him as a viber.
Right.
I'm not trying to judge him on bar work and shit like that. I'm judging him on sound and beat and stuff like that. I'm not like we gotta start separating these dudes a little bit and stop even thinking about these dudes as rappers and shit for real. Like you gotta like take that out your mindset and you might be able to appreciate some of that shit that they're doing. Where they lose is still being put in this rapper category. So when you hearing Travis Scott and we all been listening to the goddamn clips all weekend, that's a hard adjustment to go from bars to vibes. You know what I'm saying? So like we gotta really just
but our vibes are the vibe rap. Is that adding something good to hip hop now? And I there's no better way.
It's not hip hop. That's the problem.
Me.
It's not hip hop. Like we gotta stop thinking about it like it's hip hop.
So can we call it pop? Because if I'm looking for what to call it, I'm just saying popular music.
Just call it what I've been calling.
Vibe. We call it vibe.
Call it vibe.
Okay.
Vibe music.
Vibe. So we've been listening to vibe now for like vibe music for about almost
20 years. 15 years.
15, 20 years, somewhere in there. So we've had a long time of vibe music, right? So is it adding something that we really want to keep, or should we let it go? Because I'm at the point now where I kind of just want to let it go because I'm looking for aspects of it that I want to keep in order, like something that is good for the culture, but I don't know what is good about it. Like even the songs that are vibey that sound good, there's no diss, but how to apply that to music in the future, music moving forward, I don't know what I could use.
I just think hip hop is hip hop is expanding, man. It's a young, well, hip hop, it's debatable how old it really is. Some people say it predates, you know what I'm saying, 1974, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever, whatever they credit. So it's older than 50 years. So I think hip hop is evolving. It's kind of like the genre is coming like rock music. There's different elements of rock, right? You got alternative, you got heavy metal, you got goth, you got Americana, you got even from blues, you know what I'm saying? You got bluegrass, you know what I'm saying? So hip hop now has different branches, right? You're gonna have your conscious rap, I hate the term, but mainstream media named it gangster rap, you know what I'm saying? And you had your backpack rap, and then you had your you know what I'm saying? You had all types of stuff, your East Coast boom bap, you know what I'm saying? Now you got the vibe element, right? We got the Future, the Travis Scott's, Playboy Cardi's, you know what I'm saying? Then you got your drill rap, you know what I'm saying? You get the Chicago drill, had a different sound than, you know what I'm saying, what they were doing in New York with the grime stuff, you know what I'm saying? The grime and the UK drill. So hip hop, the foundation, it's a tree trunk. And my wife and I were talking about this earlier. It's a tree trunk. Now these branches are coming off of it. And it's an element. There's no stopping it now. You're going to have have gospel rap. We got all types of rap now. So I just think it adds on to the culture of hip hop. So I don't want to discount the vibes because, Future gave us 15 years of good vibes. You know what I'm saying? Even with some of 21 Savage does, or even Uzi. I'm not a big Uzi fan, but I do like 21 Savage. You know what I'm saying? 21 Savage is on this Travis Scott album. And he's talented. You know what I'm saying? He has his own lane. You know what I'm saying? And we got to appreciate the different flavors to it. It may not be us. I'm not a Juice WRLD fan, but Juice WRLD had his own pocket. You know what I'm saying? So the vibe pocket is here to stay.
That's true.
I think it extends the life of hip hop.
But Ron, the reason why we got a Pusha and No Malice today is because somebody older was around to cultivate their talent when they were young. So now by the time they get to be real adults, they're showing you their level of skill because someone was around to cultivate them as a youth. Now, if we're going to have this vibe music, I'm all right with it. People can do what they want, but how do we cultivate that to where when these kids become, 39, 45, 50 years old, now their music has some weight to it. Like we're going to have to cultivate that. You know what I mean?
These kids, they don't want to grow up, man. They gonna vibe out until it's over. They don't want to grow up. What you gonna do? You gonna become a viber, and then all of a sudden you leave vibe and start spitting bars? No, it ain't gonna work like that.
You're right.
It ain't gonna work like that.
If I have to choose between vibe and bars at this point, I gotta go bars. I mean, of course, I'm from that era, but I don't see nothing good that vibe music has
I
brought
think
about.
I think you can go from vibing to singing songs. Like you start vibing, you pick up a guitar, you start being
No,
a
I mean,
singer.
trust me. Like, I think Drake is a good singer. Like, honestly, you know,
I
is
was
he
just
like,
about to say that. I think
is
vibe
he
music
super good?
has
Like, no,
ruined singing. Like these,
but
like we
he's
got the
okay.
worst people with the worst voices singing now. Like and people is actually taking it and liking these non-voice having people that can't even hit notes, can't sing without a computer. Like it's I
I
don't
don't
know. I
think
don't
it's
know.
good for the
Like
culture because who would I point to? I can if I'm gonna point to Travis Scott, okay, boom, Travis Scott. I'm gonna point to Future, okay, boom, Future. So we got like two guys, you know, and it's like
right.
It's not much to pull from. Even if we talk about Drake, but we know Drake is multifaceted. He has other things that he could do besides just a vibey type of song, you know. So that whole vibe thing, I think like I'm over it. Me personally, I don't want to hear no more of that stuff. Now everyone else who does, no knock to that. But the reason why I don't want to hear no more vibe music is because I don't know what good it has done in 20 years. I've been waiting to see the good that it's gonna do.
I
And,
I
and,
agree
and
with you though. I mean, I don't think that there's no skill to come from it. I mean, because they not singing like they not even singing with real voices. They not rapping. So what skill do you pick up from all this vibe shit? Like I
don't know.
it,
I mean,
it
you can pick up like a better way to have dynamic cadences, and that's great. But if you've been doing it for 20 years, though, it's like at this point, I've heard it all, like all the different vibes you could come up with. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
You know,
and I got two more topics tonight, fellas, before we get out of here because I want to watch. I haven't watched Sinners yet, and my wife, I popped up on my phone. She bought the movie.
man, you ain't watched the movie.
She bought the movie. It popped up on my phone, but guess what? I was mad because she spent $31 on it from Prime Video. And I told her it's streaming on HBO Max. So I'm out of
Hey,
$31. I'm mad now, so I gotta go watch the movie because I didn't spend
right.
31. And she be doing that sometimes. She be buying movies for the kids. I said, before you buy a movie, see if it's streaming because it could be like all the Sonic movies. They're on Paramount Plus.
Right.
$19.99, $20.99. I mean, just check the streaming. That's for anybody out there. Check the streaming before you purchase a movie because 9 times out of 10, it's streaming somewhere. And you can just rent the movie for $3.99. Now I'm out of $31. So I gotta watch Sinners because I gotta get up in the morning. But I saw something on
or you can steal it off the internet.
I could, but I don't want to do that. I'm a good citizen. Academic TV put out this post, and I want y'all to remember this because y'all be fronting on me, man. I'll be saying a lot of things on this. I wish Mike was there because Mike said, and Mike's my guy. Mike D is my guy. I ain't trying to, I tell him this on the text. He told me that the ASAP, he told all of us that this ASAP, I think he told Savon this too, that the ASAP Rocky rollout was the biggest rollout that he's seen in a while. And I said, little old Ron said, this ain't no damn rollout, taking photos with his wife, walking red carpets, these pregnancy announcements. This ain't no rollout because it ain't about no music. So lo and behold, Academics puts out today, ASAP Rocky's music video was just deleted off YouTube after it flopped. Despite premiering exclusively on Apple Music, ASAP's Rocky did not appear in the platform's top 200 chart. Additionally, ASAP's Rocky's Pray for the Gang only received 236,000 streams on Spotify so far. His latest single, Pray for the Gang, is on pace not to chart the Billboard Top 100 and go double. He said, "Go double gray flint lit." It's gonna go double gray flint lit. So again, like I told Joey on the magazine covers, like I told ASAP, you got to talk about the music because all this stuff is not a rollout. It's all about the music. And here we are, a flop, and Ron was right. You guys are wrong. I think Super was on the same time.
I didn't say nothing.
Yeah, I thought y'all you was caping for all them little photo shoots and fashion walks and all of that shit. Me and Ron was like, this ain't got nothing to do with music. Nobody. This is not getting people ready to listen to music. That's what we were saying consistently. And y'all was talking about how great of an album rollout.
He says the greatest.
Nobody even knew about the music by the time it came.
I don't think ASAP Rocky is a rapper. I think he's a celebrity. I think he's a DJ. He's rapping, but his music sounds like something a DJ set would be. It don't sound like a bar guy or a rapper. I don't think nobody knows ASAP Rocky's lyrics.
Ain't nobody checking for him. That was the whole point I
What
was
I'm saying
trying to make.
is, if you have to choose between rapper and celebrity, you should probably choose celebrity. If
Where is Mad Max at? Mad Max jumped up out of here. We talking about this guy.
I think ASAP Rocky
I
is
want to hear him. I want to hear him talk about how this ASAP song is better than something on the clips.
When you listen to ASAP Rock, you're listening to lyrics. I don't care about lyrics when I listen to ASAP. The only thing I care about with ASAP is what that beat sounds like, because his whole career is based on the instrumental. All his songs is based on the instrumental being dope. It ain't based on what he's saying.
You sound like ASAP is a viber too then.
No, but he came in with screwed up Houston music and made that prominent. It wasn't even about him rapping. It was the fact that the music was screwed. That let me know right there he's not tripping off bars. Like it's harder for ASAP because his music is about the beat. All his stuff is about. That's why he got Clams Casino right out the gate, like somebody that is an alien. Like his music sounds alien.
I mean, no disrespect when I say this, because I said we still haven't done that show where we put the tiers, like the weight classes of hip hop artists that's in the mainstream. But I think ASAP is no daylight between ASAP and Wale, as far as the impact they have in the current musical landscape, as far as hip hop goes, right? They both were hot during their time, during the SoundCloud era, you know what I'm saying, and the blog era or whatnot. But now, time has passed. Either record label situations, and I don't know.
People are saying ASAP could rap.
I don't want to trigger. Yes. I don't want to trigger Leroy, but I would say it might
ASAP
be Wale,
can rap.
ASAP, and Lupe might be in the same kind of category. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, but again, though, it's like we're looking for a measure of fame to give to Lupe. Is he famous enough for us? I don't think Lupe cares about if he's famous.
No, I was just saying that the only thing and the only reason I'm bringing this up because I was reading Academics' tweet. I was saying it was said on our platform that this is one of the biggest rollouts in history. And this is not the case because the rollout needs to be about the music. No, it's not about Vogue magazine. It's not about taking photos with your wife.
It's about fashion. Clips is about fashion. If you are not into fashion, but you're into the clips, what's going on? The clips is about fashion. Like, it's not just dope. Like, you hear that they keep mentioning fashion brands, right? So if you're not in tune with those fashion brands, how are you listening to the clips? So ASAP is the same way. ASAP is about fashion. If you're not into the fashion game, then how are you listening to ASAP Rocky? He's rhyming fashion brands.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying?
I got you. And I just wanted to bring that out there. When we'll have Mike explain. Maybe Mike can clarify that. He'll do a retraction. You want to say something, Super, before I get to the last topic?
No, I want to hear the last topic because I know we ain't been on in a minute. And we might need to tap on this real quick before I want to take my victory lap on this, but I'm gonna let you go ahead.
All right, it won't be the last topic. Super, you have the last topic, but I want to say this. And Super's been saying this in our group chat, and I really take this to heart. And I'm sorry, man. I'm gonna start being more honest podcast when I'm on this mic. I'm gonna be real, and I gotta confess, man. I'm just gonna confess. For the last year, I've sat back here, and I've seen all this love get directed towards somebody, which I ain't hating, you know what I'm saying? Get your love because it's all good. We want to discuss hip hop. I never was a fan of Drake. You know what I'm saying? My wife, I'm at the club, I'm going to Miami, Las Vegas, so you vibe out Atlanta, New York, LA, you hear Drake records, and that was always what it was. I never got in my car and listened to Drake. I never played Drake on my phone. I never, got ready for work listening to Drake. I never did. But over the last year, I've become a Drake fan. I'm become one of Drake's biggest supporters. You know why? Because I've seen people turn on a man after 15 years in the game and never say none of the stuff they said within a year's time. Now they're saying all this stuff, culture vulture. And I just didn't like it. I don't like people getting ganged up on them. So
I turned on Drake.
Drake had a victorious weekend across the pond in London. Had the Wireless Fest. He headlined the festival 3 nights in a row. I think the first night was like an R&B night. I think he brought out Lauryn Hill. He brought out Vanessa Carlton. I think he got 21 out there. Shout out to the UK rappers. He dissed LeBron. He had a victorious run, and everybody was on here. I think Leroy, you said in our group chat, you said he was done. He got Ja Rule. His career was finished.
Done is relative.
It doesn't look like it's finished. Number 1 on Spotify, number 1 on Apple Music.
No, he's done. Like as far as culturally, he's done.
How so? How so?
Because Drake is going to do what he always does.
Did you see what happened this weekend?
He's going to get teenage girls to argue for him that he's so great, and that's fine. Right. I'm not mad at that because
that's what it's. But nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. But y'all,
I'm not mad.
Y'all told me his career was over.
If you're gonna get the ladies,
y'all told me he was finished. Y'all told me.
I said
y'all told me the boogeyman. Y'all told me the boogeyman finished him off, and that's not true.
Just for me personally, Ron, I've been waiting to hear some hard raps from Drake
he ain't
for like 15 years.
That's not what he
does. I'm just saying outside of Kendrick, right? Every time I hear Drake or I hear Drake came out, I go listen to see if it's gonna be some hard raps, and he never gives me no hard like raps. So I gave up on Drake based on that. It wasn't because of Kendrick. It's just I wanted to hear some dope hard raps, and you never gave me that, really. So I let it go.
I just got to be honest. I told y'all before, man, I'm done with Drake. I ain't never listening to him anyway. That lawsuit. And Ron, like I said, man, you can't be caping for this man right now. When that lawsuit alone, we can't be cool with that lawsuit for not like us.
And I'm not cool.
I mean, like I said, he claimed anti-Semitism. He talked about he's fear for his life. He's suing over a rap song. That right there you can't come back. You can't come back. So I don't care how many girls like you and screaming at your concerts. If you still listening to Drake, I don't respect you as a person and shit because he disrespected hip hop. He disrespected hip hop too much. He can't come back as far as opposite. Any man that respect Drake, I just can't respect you for respecting Drake right now, fam. You got
Ron is looking at impact.
He said not like us was anti-Semitic.
Did you hear
that right there? You can't come back, bro. You can't come back from that.
Did you hear him say that?
It's in the lawsuit.
That's paperwork. He typed the paperwork.
He said it. He vouching for it. He vouching for it.
Did he take the stand and say it?
He ain't tell him to take that shit out of there.
I put it to you like this.
Is he suing Kendrick personally? Or is he suing Universal Music?
Hey, he's suing talking about the rap song. Period. That's enough for him.
He's trying to get
he's
it
done.
But
he's
Ron,
done with me.
But I would agree with you. I don't like the law. Let me finish it before you go there. I don't particularly like the lawsuit either. But when I look at the lawsuit, he ain't suing Kendrick personally. He's not doing that personally. You know what I'm saying? He's suing
I hear you.
The record label. You know what I'm saying? That might be a business. Yeah. It might be his lawyers wrote that up. I don't know if Drake wrote that.
It definitely probably was. You know, but I mean, still though, Ron, we mentioned the clips and Travis Scott, right? If I just listen to the clips, it's gonna be kind of hard for me to listen to Travis Scott. So it's that same dynamic with like Drake and Kendrick now. Drake, I respect everything that you're doing as far as musically. I respect that all these masses of people like you. That's great. That's awesome. I got no issue with that. But I can't listen to the clips and then go listen to Drake. It just doesn't work. Again, it doesn't work. It does. Your music is so light, Drake. It's so light as a feather to me that there's nothing there for me, and that's no disrespect because it's not supposed to be nothing.
It's nothing there for me.
To get the masses. You're
not. It's nothing there for me. But if you ever been on a Las Vegas strip at them pools, it's something there for everybody.
That's why I respect
something there for everybody.
And then this. You know what I mean? To be honest with you, this whole concept of everybody turned their back on Drake. I mean, I never was a Drake fan. Who they talking about? Like who are they even talking about? LeBron James and shit? Like what? Yeah, who we talking about for real? When we talking about this, did he lose industry friends because he lost a battle to Kendrick Lamar? Like this, bro, I'm done with Drake, bro. I said it. He can't come back, man. He can't come back. I never was a fan.
But we weren't never checking for him no way. So that's the whole point. Nobody.
Right. But Ron, I think you're able to look at success an artist comes out and has major success. So
No.
you'll look at that success and say, okay, I respect that. Now a lot of us, we don't even care about the success no more. We want to know if you are a person of integrity as the artist.
Man, nobody was asking them questions before this
Listen,
battle.
when we hear
That's
the
all I'm
clips,
saying.
it's not even about the clip success. The clips are successful, and we don't even care about that.
I would have
The
less
only
integrity.
thing we care about is if they
No,
have integrity.
my
behind the
only
music.
point is, if I wasn't asking about this man's integrity for 15 years, I would have less integrity if I'm just start
That's it.
asking about it now based upon a rap beef. I wasn't asking about his integrity 15
That
years
was what's
ago.
on the table, though.
I was just ignoring him and letting his music play in the background for parties for the girls. It was
That's true.
I wasn't
But
asking for about his integrity 15 years
that's
ago.
true. But
I
that's
didn't
why
care.
Kendrick won. That's why Kendrick was saying, I'm really who I am for real. And you are not. You're cosplaying a rapper. I'm really that.
He
That's
should
what
have
this
said that
battle
15
was
years
about.
ago. He should have said that 15 years ago. It's corny to
The
say it
battle was
15 years
about
later.
this concrete in Compton, California. That's really my concrete.
Well,
Where you at in Canada, and you're great, Drake, but you're not as real as me. That's what this battle was about. I'm sorry.
And it was about like you said, just respect. Okay, you famous and you hot and you popping, but don't nobody respect you as a rapper for real. Nobody really respected Drake's mic and pen.
and
He
nothing.
made good songs for the ladies, and it's cool. He lived, he had his lane. But once you start claiming that you the GOAT and you the best, and you know what I mean, because you done made some records, and now you might pass Michael Jackson up for number ones, and whoop you fucking do. You don't still got no respect from hip hop. Nobody respects you.
But nothing's changed. What I'm saying, nothing has changed. I was told
Yeah, but
that the man's career was done. It ain't done because ain't nothing changed.
I said
No,
we said
it
this, man. The females ain't never gonna leave Drake. But the
changed.
men, every man should not be supporting
They
Drake
never
just
did.
based on
They
him
never
breaking the
did.
rules
Oh,
of
they
hip hop.
They
did
never
though.
did.
They
They
did
never
though.
did.
In the 2010s, in that era right there, there was dudes that I thought Drake was dope. I would have told you back then, bro. Drake can spit, bro. Like I thought Drake was dope. And then over time, I just started to not be into his music. But back then, I would have been like, yeah, Drake is rapping, bro. So
I honestly,
like
I never had a problem with Drake. I never had a problem with Drake. I thought he was decent and dope. I just didn't care for the music. You know, I listened to him from a distance. I never had a problem with Drake, like really. So he just wasn't for me on a personal level to be playing in my car. But after that lawsuit and claiming anti-Semitic and fearing for his life and that whole ass lawsuit, bro. You can't come back from that whole ass lawsuit.
And I feel you. A lawsuit, I'm gonna leave it alone because I can't defend.
It's no wrong answer, but you know,
I don't know.
It's no right or wrong, but he did lose a lot of respect, Ron, and you gotta be.
Yeah, he just lost my total respect.
I feel the same way about your other man, Mr. West.
I'm willing to concede what you both. I'm willing to concede what you guys saying about the loss of respect. I grant y'all that. I understand what you guys are coming from. My only point was people were saying he got ja ruled, his career was over. My only point is that did not happen. That's my only point.
Gotcha.
It did not happen. His career, he's not ja ruled. He's still doing it, going to do his thing. However you feel about him personally or feel about him from a respect level, I get it. I understand it. But I was told many times that he was done.
I got you.
And the wireless fest and the moves he's making and the music, the charts, the way his charts still, it seems like he's still got some life left.
He's not finished. He's not totally.
That's all I'm saying. That's all. But Super, you had another topic you wanted to tap on.
We didn't get the chance to touch on it. It's the last one, man. But I told y'all Diddy was gonna beat that case. I told y'all Diddy was gonna beat that case, man. I gotta touch on it, bro. We ain't get the chance to really talk on it. We ain't get the chance to talk about it. Hey, but
I mean, it's America and he's a billionaire. So was he really gonna lose?
I mean, the case was
how
bogus.
How many billionaires you see losing outside?
This is the case for what you saying about Drake. How you kind of became a Drake fan after this battle. after this court case, I kind of became a Diddy fan, man. I can't even lie. I gotta give him some more respect, man. The case really was super bogus. He shouldn't even been fighting no RICO from the beginning. And then all the witnesses got on there and they lied on the man, and they got caught lying and admitting to their own demise. I mean, I don't even know if they even wanted to testify, to be honest with you. It seemed like all the people was trying to give Diddy some bail, and they kind of didn't want Diddy to go to jail, to be honest with you. But I just wanted to just bring that up, man. I told y'all he was going to beat that case, and everybody was getting mad at me. I was getting some
But
hate mail in the chat.
he didn't beat the case. He beat
bro.
2 of those charges, and there's still
He
a
beat
guilty,
the real
and
case. He beat the case.
He's gonna do years in prison, and
No,
he's gonna get 60 civil lawsuits right after. So what y'all are calling a win is like I don't know. Like my whole thing is this: what happened to not being caught? We celebrate dudes that have been caught. Well, on my era was you didn't get caught. And I'm not excusing it, but that's one part. But the second is it's like Pusha and no Malice. If you were riding behind Diddy behind this, you probably are really you probably are a Pusha T fan, because that's that element. A no Malice head is not gonna be riding with that.
I mean, it ain't about riding. It wasn't about
courts. We care.
It wasn't about riding with nobody.
We care about
it wasn't about riding with nobody. I mean, I just listened to the case. I just listened to the case. I just listened to the case, and from what they was presenting, and even from what they were saying, I mean, they lied on the man too. Talk about poisonous baby oil and baby oil with what's that shit with honey pack in it. They had honey pack laced baby oil.
All the tapes.
None of this stuff was true. Yeah, all these tapes, and I didn't even really hear nothing really majorly gay about Diddy. So I mean that rubbing the
nigga rubbing bandages on his chest, bro.
I kind of don't even know if I believe that. I kind of don't know if I really believe that.
We have two options as a culture. We can go down the Diddy lane if that's what y'all want to go.
I mean, it ain't no lane to go down. It ain't no lane to go down, bro. He got found not guilty. He got found not guilty because
that lane. You dudes is celebrating that lane. So go down that lane and see where you end up. That's all.
Ain't nobody celebrating nothing. We celebrating the man beating a bogus charge. That's really it. I mean, the feds did too much. They could have got him on something else. They could have and they should have. But I don't understand why they didn't bring up the Tupac shit. And they got Keefy D in jail. They got Keefy D in jail saying that Puffy paid them, but they bringing Kid Cudi into the courtroom talking about I think he blew up my car. Like they got people that I don't understand why the feds didn't bring up the Tupac shit. But if they really wanted to get him, they bring it. They brought up all these other rumors and all this other stuff. But you got a guy that's been admitting on tape that Puffy paid him money, and the feds don't talk to him. You want to talk to people about orgies and shit, and you trying to get him with a RICO, and you trying to prove that he's a criminal and a crime boss, and you got a guy that's been snitching on him for years, and then you don't even bring this up in the case. We're mad that the
feds used a RICO. Like we're mad that the
why you saying mad, bro? They shouldn't have brought the RICO.
Saying everybody was like, well, he's fighting. It's wrong that he's fighting RICO. Look, people, we're talking about the feds. So what are we? You're surprised that they attached RICO, like the feds?
No, like, we surprised that they overcharged and they got beat.
What I'm surprised is why are you reckless? That's what I'm surprised. If any of us who had $1 billion, why would you be moving recklessly outside? That's the question that still ain't been answered. And people are going to just follow behind that lifestyle thinking that they're not going to be caught. I don't know if y'all know this, but the feds got TVs, they got social media, they got Instagram. They see y'all niggas. Don't you think the feds don't see y'all niggas? Y'all putting bricks of money to your phone, you putting choppers up in videos, you rolling them around. Do you not know that they see y'all? So I just think it's a cautionary tale of folks, they see y'all. I don't know if you know that, but they have Instagram too. So we need to get off these platforms with doing certain activity because they are watching. That's the main point I want to get across. They are watching. They're not going to be nice. Like, you think they're going to arrest you and say, oh, yeah, like, let's be very nice to you. Like, no, that's not what they do. Like, what are we talking about?
I mean, I don't think nobody really. I don't think it's about being happy for Diddy in itself. I mean, he beat the government, and people know, and they just recognize that the government overstepped their boundaries. So it's always good to see somebody defeat the government when they get out of hand and they overstep their boundaries. It's not that nobody is okay with what Diddy did to Cassie on that video, but I think anybody that wanted Diddy to go to jail because he slapped up Cassie, or I don't think he even slapped her. He kicked her around a little bit and drug her around in the hallway. I mean, if you wanted him to go do life for that, something wrong with you. And I think that's wrong. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Diddy for beating the case and clearing your name, bro. I mean, I don't even think Diddy gay no more after that case. I think if he was gay, something more gay would have came out. It would have been some man saying that he did something with him, or we would have all the sex tapes that they promised that they was gonna have with the celebrities.
Yeah, but gay or
and
not,
Meek Mill and
gay
and
or
all
not,
of that
though,
other stuff.
I think there's a profound problem in Diddy's psychology. There is something very wrong with you as a human, because you're doing things that doesn't make no sense because of a sexual you can't control your sexual urge. Now you're acting insane behind your sexual urges. I think there's something wrong with it. There's something, like, I don't know what you was doing, bro. I wasn't there, but from what the case that I hear, it describes a strange human being. Like, it's something very, and I believe there's some trauma that has gone on.
I think them
that
females
you
are
need to
strange.
talk about, because
I
no
think
one
them girls
acts
is just
this
as
way.
strange as him.
Now,
Them girls is just as strange as him.
I don't know no women that do what you were doing. Now, I'm sure they exist, but what
They
you
do
were
exist.
doing,
They said it in the
I
trial.
don't know too many girls.
Hey, let's
that
just keep
act
it.
like
Let's
that.
keep it real, man.
And I don't know
Hey, let's
any
just keep
billionaire females that do that, because you're a billionaire too. So if we're comparing Diddy to anyone, it has to be billionaires. It can't be a regular person.
I mean, look, the case is over with. So we all heard it, right? Cassie said that she did the freak offs because she didn't want no other female to do it. One, and
That's her. We talking about you.
And she brought the freak off idea to Puff.
That's her.
Puff
We talking
asked
about
her.
you.
Puff asked her what was her fantasy, right? And she said, she basically described the freak off, and he was like, "Oh, okay, we're gonna make this shit happen tonight." And he did it. He did it that
So
night.
you listen
brought
to
up
her?
the freak offs.
You listen to her.
Yeah, listen. Yeah,
your story.
Yeah, it wasn't. It's nothing. It's
Woman
nothing
said
illegal
something.
about what
Now
they
you
really did,
listen
bro.
to her?
It's nothing illegal what they did, except for have escorts come across state lines. I mean, other than that, people make pornos and do what they do all the time, bro. I mean, you got swingers all over the place.
You listen to someone else tell you what to do. You have the billion. She has $2 to her name. You listen to what she told you to do. That's something very strange, bro. Like, if that's true, Cassie said, "I want to do this," and you said, "Okay." Like, I would have told Cassie, kick rocks. Like, hold on. All this stuff that's in this case, you want to do all of that for 20 years? I would have said, you got to kick rocks. Like, I'm not doing that. But if you followed behind her, that's strange too. Because regardless of what Cassie does, you still are in control of your own moves. So Diddy didn't have to follow Cassie. He could have told Cassie to kick rocks.
On that note, Super took us to the last topic. We appreciate you guys. We know we haven't been on here in a while. I just wanted to say that everything is fine amongst the team. We're just kind of working some back end things out, trying to bring some new, fresh concepts, trying to figure out how we need to do this live stream a little bit better. Apologies for the night. We were trying some new technology. I don't want to shout them out because they didn't kind of work well tonight with us. But we'll be back, man. And hit the like and subscribe button, and then let us know in the comments how you want us to do these live streams, man. I know the weekend rhyme is something we do. We had Mike check with Servon and Mike. You know what I'm saying? We want to make sure we give y'all what y'all want. Y'all want to see more interviews. Y'all want to see, Super and Mike do a show. Leroy and Mike do a show. Servon and Mike do a show. Y'all want to see me talk about sports, movies, and y'all want me man on the street.
Ron, we got to just do what we do. The thing about it is this. You have a certain amount of window of time to do what you're going to do in the game or any business you go into. Once that window of time is done, it's done. In this game, people are describing the music. Yes, this music is good. Yes, this music is bad. But they're not, it's not too many whys being answered. It's not too many, what is the intention behind these lyrics? What is the dynamics here? Like, that has to be gone over because later on, they're gonna have, I'm talking about a generation from now, they're gonna have people coming back to dissect hip hop culture. And they're gonna be doing essays about it and doing lectures about it and doing all this stuff about it. And they're gonna get it wrong. They're gonna, well, these guys are just coke rappers. They're good for nothing but selling coke. That's how it's gonna be framed. So while we're here, it has to be some information left behind. Like, no, it was deeper than that. It was deeper than the surface level. And that's all I'm saying.
And to your point, I want to say something else too. And I saw that Coop did a show yesterday, his solo show. I think he had 007 on his show. And I want to say I liked it. I think, to your point, Leroy, I think that conversation at 007 and Coop had was very insightful, talking about Nas. And I appreciate the fact that he showed Grace and showed Mike D and A2HH Love at the beginning of the show. So shout out to Coop. We've had our differences, but I do like your new direction, your new show, and what you guys do, man. So much appreciated. Also, shout out to Rap Roundtable. They doing their thing. Shout out to Fresh Out. Shout out to Data and Hip Hop. Shout out to
everybody got a role to play.
NFR Podcast. Shout out to the company, man. Shout out to who else we got? There? We got Elliot Wilson. Shout out to him. Shout out to Big Boy, the traditional sway in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all these guys. We just trying to figure out how at According to Hip Hop we can elevate the space, because I think everybody on the panel has a unique voice. Super has a voice. Servon, Mike, even Vay when he comes in from time to time, Mike D, Leroy. And we just want to give y'all better experiences. We just want to have conversations instead of just jumping on here talking all the time. But I do have one more thing to say. I took the kids to see Superman, and I just wasn't. I wasn't feeling it, man.
I told you, man.
I wasn't feeling it.
I didn't watch it yet.
That was whack, man. I can't believe I spent about $100 on that damn movie, man. I want my money back, man. That was terrible. I can't believe they did it. Hey, The Man of Steel, the one that came out before this, was way better movie than this, man. This movie was terrible. I can't believe I spent $100 on it.
Too bad, man.
I'm upset. With the popcorn, I'm down almost $200 with drinks and everything.
They're counting on this Superman. They're counting on this Superman to do real big, to do what it got to do. So yeah, you were disappointed. That's sad, man, because they counting on this Superman.
I mean, it's a Superman movie, bro. Like Superman movies been trash for a minute, man.
The Man of Steel was dope, though. Man of Steel was dope.
The Batman vs Superman movie was even trash, bro. Come on, man. Like, Superman don't deserve all these movies anyway. He really don't.
It did look corny. I'm not gonna lie to you. When I saw the preview, it did look corny. But
yeah,
it's Superman, so it's like it's an American iconic person. So.
We had this conversation one of the last shows, man. DC is trash. Period. They need to go away. Like DC, they don't deserve movies. Amen. DC ain't they don't got no good villains like that. DC need to stop making movies. These corny ass superhero movies where they team up together and Aquaman. Batman alone. Batman is DC he is DC. The rest of everybody in DC can go. Get the Flash up out of here. Get Superman and get them dudes up out of here. They weak. I like Wonder Woman. I'll give Wonder Woman can live. But get the rest of them up out of here, man. DC is trash.
Man, I'm disappointed. So I hate to be like that, Warner Brothers. Don't go see this movie. Wait till come out on streaming. It was terrible. But with that being said, man, any last words, Super? Any last words, Leroy, before we get out of here?
Hey, I just shout out to the clips, bro. For real. You know what I mean? I think that this album is really dope. I had 2 Chainz and Larry June. I had Life is Beautiful as my album of the year, but I ain't gonna lie, man. I think the clips gotta have it because of the deepness and like Leroy said, the weight of the music and the weight of the album. I think this is clearly album of the year right now. So shout out to them, man. And y'all give us some more spins. Mad Max, listen to this album one more time, bro, and really listen to the album. Really dig into the album a little bit harder, bro. Because coming in here saying that it's trash and it's a 2.5 is kind of unreasonable, and I
Whoa.
respect your opinion a little bit more than that.
That's
So
crazy.
I mean, I think you was trolling or you just tripping right now. But shout out to the clips, y'all. I'm gonna give the album a 4.5 if I'm gonna have to judge it based out of 5. I'm gonna give it a 4.5, and I really like it. So shout out to them, man.
No doubt, no doubt. Leroy.
Same. Second that, I probably give it a 4, but I'm not mad at 4.5 because I already kind of want to go there, but 4.5 in there. But it's like just the weight behind what they're saying. Like again, after you listen to this Clips album, you could go back to something lightweight, but it just feels weird. But the main thing I want to get across is where No Malice is at right now, at 52 years old. That's where everybody's headed there. At some point, a light bulb's gonna go off. If you really entertain in street stuff, that's gonna happen. So that perspective is gonna happen no matter what. And how he articulated that, it was great. And you know, everybody had once you realize that your words have weight to it, and you could actually get out here and start changing the reality of outside, that light bulb is going to hit you. It's going to hit most people at some point in life. And that's what I want to get across. Like, that's what the person watching this show right now, your words have weight outside in the street, whether you realize it or not. One day you're going to realize how much weight your words have. And when that light bulb hits, it's powerful. Like,
you're right, Leroy, because Malice got some heavy verses on here. You really do.
For sure. I appreciate that. So listen to that Clips album again, y'all.
Well, on that note, shout out to the Clips. Shout out to my man, Super Duper. Shout out to Leroy Green. Shout out to Mike D. Shout out to Savon. Shout out to Vay. Shout out to everybody that rock with us in the audience. We appreciate you. Hit like and subscribe. Let us know how often you want us to come back. Hit that like button. If you like it, we come back. You know what I'm saying? We'll keep coming back. The Weekend Rhyme will return. Mike and Savon will return. And we'll just keep chopping, man. More interviews is coming. We appreciate you, man. Have a good night. Peace.
Salute. Let God sort them out.
Yeah.
Bye. Yes, sir. Man.
That was a dope show, y'all.
That was. I think that was good. We had some technical.
It was.
We was cooking, man. I think we.
The technical difficulties threw us off a little bit. We could have kind of went into the album a little bit more, arguing about Kanye and Pharrell and shit. We could have saved that a little bit later, and we could have got a little bit. We could have got a little bit more out of Mike for real. Yeah, we could have. Yeah, we could have chopped it up a little bit more on the album. We should have went down track for track. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we should have went track for track. I think we should double back on it. I mean,
I was coming back see if y'all was still in here.
Hold on, let me make sure the live is off though, real quick. Hold on.
All right. The technical difficulties was the annoying part, but other than that,
we should have went track for track. I think. Yeah, we were still live.
No, we were still live.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well,
we should have went a little bit more deeper into the album though. A little bit more song for song. We should have covered it, touched on it a little bit harder.